Okay, we have integral of e to the power of x minus sine x dx. So all you have to do is to take the antiderivative of this one. We all know that the antiderivative of e to the power of x, remember, x understood to be has coefficient of 1. Okay? And in my class, we consider that as an aquarium, because aquarium has fish inside, right? Normally, unless you don't put fish inside the aquarium, and then the aquarium has to multiply. The fish has to multiply, right? Okay. So we have. I think I'm gonna use blue color. So, before we start, I'd like you to look at this one. Although my circle is not perfect, but this will help you. In case in the actual AP exam, if you got, then this is your guide. This is a mnemonic device, guys. You see this one? The direction, arrow, clockwise direction is derivative, which means the derivative of sine is cosine. Derivative of cosine is negative sine. The derivative of negative sine is negative cosine. And then derivative of negative cosine is sine. Okay, this is derivative. Normally, we use this all the time in chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, next. You see this one? This is counterclockwise direction, right? Counterclockwise is antiderivative, which means, can you just imagine that I'm holding a glass? Can you do imagination that I'm holding a glass? What will happen if I drop the glass? Disintegrated, right? And that is derivative. Okay? But my mom was so mad at me why I dropped the glass, so I have to find means and ways, solution where I can put it back. You get me? Putting it back into original shape, that means anti-derivative. So in engineering, it is when I drop, it is differential calculus. When I put it back, that is integral calculus. We integrate. But when we integrate, when we put that together, of course, normally we cannot. There are small pieces which we cannot even see in our naked eyes, right? So that's why if it is indefinite integral, it's going to be plus c. When I say indefinite integral, it has no limit. Okay? So, is this clear? So we're going to be doing antiderivative, meaning the antiderivative of sine is negative cosine. The antiderivative of negative cosine is negative sine. The antiderivative of negative sine is cosine. The antiderivative of cosine is sine. So it's just that one, in case you forget. So moving on, we have. So what to expect? This is indefinite, right? So it has c, so plus c at the end. Am I clear, guys? So we start doing this. So we have e to the power of x. The antiderivative of e to the power of x. Actually, we're gonna save time for this one. It's gonna be x, but x is differentiable. So derivative of x is just 1. Normally, right? But in my class, I don't put 1 anymore. It is understood. Okay? And then we have minus. We have antiderivative of sine. What's the antiderivative of sine, guys? Negative cosine. Now, most of the common errors of students are the signs. not just here, but global. When I had my lecture in Singapore, same thing. Students has a problem with the sign. Okay, so we have negative cosine, okay? Negative cosine x. And then what we do? What's next? The small pieces, which we cannot see. So plus c. So we have e to the power of x, and then plus cosine x plus c as the final answer. Any question? Feel free to ask questions, guys. Don't be shy, okay? But you're too serious. I need you to smile. Okay? Huh? Yeah, I know. So, any question? Okay. No pregunta? No pregunta? Sure. But before I continue, I need you to have as much as you can. Be kind to your classmate, okay? Give them also, even if they are not here. Because I don't take this back to my school. I have a lot. Okay? Don't be shy. Share this to your classmate and to your instructor also. Thank you. Okay, that's a very good question. The question is, when are we going to use whether it is antiderivative or derivative? Once you have integral sign, that means antiderivative. Okay? Antiderivative. Actually, this integral sign is just integration. Okay? Are you satisfied with my answer? To do derivative, that's in the form dy dx. Actually, you read this as dy dx. You don't have to say dy over dx, okay, by convention. So just have dy dx instead of saying dy over dx, okay? It is understood. Through convention, we agree, all mathematicians in the world, that we're gonna have to use dy dx. It's okay. So what to expect in this problem, guys? The small pieces, which is C. Okay. So problem is the antiderivative of 2e to the power of x plus x to the power of negative 2 minus secant square x plus 1. Okay, but in this case, we're gonna rewrite first. We are rewriting. What to rewrite? Do we? Well, it's okay. We can take the antiderivative right away. Okay. So we say 2 to the power of x, which means just by itself 2e to the power of x times x. Do I have to put times 1? Do I have to put times 1? No need. You are safe to write this, but if this is 2x, the power is 2x or 3x, then times whatever is the coefficient of x. Okay, so next plus, we have negative 2 plus 1, right? I just write it this way, negative 2 plus 1. The power increases by 1. And then, you know what is secant square? Tangent x, very good. Minus tangent x. And then, what else? Plus x. And what else? Plus c, very good. And then, clean this up. We have 2e to the power of x. And then, we have plus x to the power of -1 over -1. Okay? And then minus tangent c or tangent x plus a constant. And then what to do now? We're gonna have, I'm going to show you step by step, 2e to the power of x minus x to the power of -1. Am I clear? Okay, minus tangent x plus x plus c. And then what to do with this? Bring this down or flip. Okay? So we say 2e to the power of x minus 1 over x minus tangent x plus c as the final answer. Any question? What letter is that? Letter? I cannot see. So it's gonna be letter A, right? Letter A. Question? So let's move on to number 11. Number 12. My bad. My lips are made in China. I need volunteer to read the problem for me, please. Any volunteer? Okay. Yes, Miho? Go.
The base of a solid is the region R in the first quadrant enclosed by the graph of y equals 2 times x squared. And the coordinate axes for each y, where 0 is less than equals to y less than equal to 2. The cross section of the solid is taken perpendicular to the y-axis in the rectangle whose height is 3 times the length of the space of y. The volume of the solid is 0 divided by.
Okay, now, first is we're gonna highlight important words in here. Can you highlight first? If you have highlighter, or if you don't have, just underscore the word first quadrant. Can you underscore the word first quadrant? So that means we are only doing the first quadrant, okay? Right here. Next, to underscore. Of course, the function itself, y equals 2 minus x squared. We know that this is a parabola, okay? But what is the concavity? Down. Then, shifted, how many units up? 2 units. Can you imagine now? Do I have to show you the graph? Of course, that's the graph. Okay? So, and the coordinate axis for each y, where the interval is from 0 to 2. Right there. 2. Those. The cross section of the solid taken perpendicular. I need you to highlight the word perpendicular. To where? To the y-axis. Okay? Perpendicular to y-axis. Which means, if this is free response question or multiple choice question, we're gonna knock out the non-dy. What are the non-dy's right there? Of course, the dx. Test taking strategy. Knock out the dx. So what letter is to? Oh. So we only have letter C and letter D. You're gonna knock that out, right? So what are the candidates? A and B. Okay, A and B are the candidates. Okay, so perpendicular to the y-axis. But what is the given function? We have y is equal to 2 minus x squared. If it is perpendicular to y-axis, so we're gonna solve in terms of x. Here guys, in terms of x. So I'm gonna shift to the left, so that means x squared, and then 2 minus y. Okay? Now, since the problem is on the first quadrant, actually if you take the square root of that, then plus and minus, right? But do we have to put plus and minus? It's on the first quadrant, so just plus. So do I have to write positive? No need. Okay, very good. So x therefore is equal to square root of 2 minus y. So this will be our x. Okay? That's our x, right? Square root of 2 minus y. What's next? Okay, is a rectangle. Can you imagine rectangle? What's the formula for rectangle? Base times height. So that's a rectangle. And what does it say? Whose height? The height is 3 times of the length. This is the height. Okay, guys? Which is 3 times of the length. The length is square root of 2 minus y. And of course, this one is 2 minus y.
You need help seeing screens and turn off. I can help you see your screen keeps on turning off, right? Yeah. Oh, you start like that.
Can you make it 3 hours so it doesn't have to be on?
Okay.
Thank you, Uncle. So, if I'm going to withdraw this one, normally if it is a rectangle, we have 2 minus y, and this one is 3 times 2 minus y. Okay? So, we know that volume is area times the height, right? Area times the height for volume. But what is area of a rectangle? The length times the width. Okay. So we say volume is equal to the integral. Since this is perpendicular to the y-axis, our limit is from 0 to 2. Once you encounter the word y perpendicular to y-axis, always have the limit along the y-axis or vertical, right? If it is x-axis, then you're gonna have the horizontal, the dx. So we have the limit from 0 to 2, and then I just have the word rectangle. And this will help you because there are times that we are confused. And then the height now is the dy. Okay? So that means the area of a rectangle. What's the area of a rectangle? Length times width. And then it must be 3 times 2 minus y times 2 minus y. Okay, guys? So this is the L. And this is W. Okay? So we have volume is equal to the integral from 0 to 2, and we have a rectangle, which means 3 times 2 minus y times 2 minus y. Okay? dy. Now, we're gonna simplify this one. The volume is equal to the integral from 0 to 2, and then this means 2y, and then what is that? Square. My bad. This is not dx. I hate this. This is made in? Okay. Made in?
China.
Others are not participating. This is made in?
China.
Okay. So this is dy. Okay? Are you sure? Are you sure? We are on the right track? Yes or no?
Yes.
Hell no.
No.
Okay? I was just tricking you guys. Okay, so which means this is square root because this is our x, right? Okay, so this means what is cancelled out? The radical and the square, right?
Yes.
Okay, what will be our final answer, guys? That volume is equal to the integral from 0 to 2, and you have 3 times 2 minus y dy. And this is the answer. Okay, what letter? Letter B. Okay, moving on to number 12. Or 13? Okay, correct. So first, we're gonna rewrite or expand, okay? So, what is the expanded form for x squared plus 1 squared? So, you're gonna have to expand this one. Okay, look, everybody. If I cover 1, what do you see? X squared squared. What is x squared squared? X to the power of 4. So x to the power of 4. And take the product of the inside. What's the product of x squared plus 1?
X squared.
X squared. And then double
2x squared.
2x squared. So we do mental math here, okay? Rather than multiplying x plus 1 times x plus 1 and then you use 4. No need. Mental math will do, okay? And then, what you see? 1 square, right? So what is 1 square? 1. Very good. So plus 1. And then dx. Can we start doing the antiderivative now?
Yes.
Can you do it by yourself first?
Yes.
Go. Okay, time is up. We're gonna continue. This means x to the power of 5 over 5 plus 2x to the power of 3 over 3 plus x plus c. And that's the final answer. Unless you have questions, clarifications. Yes, me.
We wouldn't simplify it to 1 over 5.
Huh?
We wouldn't simplify it to 1 over 5.
Oh, doesn't matter. If this is, what you mean? Like 1 over 5, x to the power of 5?
Yeah.
They're just the same.
Okay.
As I said, we have to save time, okay? Saving time is very important, guys. Save time. Anyway, thank you for your question. You can have it this way. And then 2/3 x to the power of 3 plus x plus c. They're just the same. Okay? As much as possible, we save time. Can we rewrite problem 14? We can rewrite this as integral from 1 to 2, and then we have 4x cubed over x to the power of 4 minus 3 over x to the power of 4, and then dx. So what cancels out there? So we can now say the integral from 1 to 2, and you have 4 over x. Yeah? We cancel the x cubed on top divided by x to the power of 4. So we have x at the bottom there. How about this one? 3x to the power of 4 dx. Okay, I'm gonna continue here. What to do now? Can we bring this x to the power of 4 on top and rewrite this one, the integral from 1 to 2, and you have 1 over x times 4, and then negative 3x to the power of negative 4 dx. Okay, What is 1 over x, guys?
And
ln. Okay? ln. So we start taking the antiderivative now. So this means ln 4 or 4 ln 4 ln x minus, what is this now? Negative 3 x to the power of negative 4 plus 1 over negative 4 plus 1. Okay? Any questions so far? Evaluate it from 1 to 2. So we have to clean this up. 4 ln x minus 3 x to the power of negative 3 over negative 3. And then this turns to positive, right? Okay. Evaluate it from 1 to 2. And we have 4 ln x plus, can we bring this down now into 1 over x cubed? Or you want me to write it like this first before you put it down? Okay. Evaluate it from 1 to 2. So we have 4 ln x plus 1 over x cubed. Evaluated from 1 to 2. And then plug in now the upper limit minus the lower limit. So this implies 4 ln 2 plus 1 over 2 to the power of 3, and then minus 4 ln 1 plus 1 over 1 to the power of 3. Can you follow? So this is now 4 ln 2 plus 1 over 8, and then minus, what is ln 1? Anybody? ln 1 is 0. Very good. Plus 1. Okay? So we now have 4 ln 2 plus 1 over 8, and then minus 1. So we have 4 ln 2 cross multiply. This means 1 minus 8 over 8. And then finally we have 4 ln 2 and then minus 7 over 8. That's the final answer. So that's letter D, right? The next problem is what is the total area of the region? F of x by f of x is equal to 4 minus x squared. Still a parabola. Whose concavity is down, but shifted 4 units up. Okay? And the x-axis. And then from 0 to 2. That's our limit. Go. And of course, we only have to do right here. First quadrant, from 0 to 2. So it says total area. So we have the integral from 0 to 2. And area, we have, what's the area, guys? 4 minus x squared, and then dx. Okay? Then take the antiderivative now. So we have 4x minus x cubed over 3 evaluated from 0 to 2. Plug in now the upper limit minus the lower limit. So the upper limit is 2, so it means 4 times 2 minus 2 to the power of 3 over 3, then minus, of course, they have to write 4 times 0, just for the sake of discussion, 0 to the power of 3 over 3. But this one is 0, right? So we have 8 minus 8/3 cross multiply 24 minus 8 over 3. So this must be 16/3. So moving on to problem number 16. So the area of the region bounded by the curve y equals e to the power of 2x, the x-axis, the y-axis, and the line x equals 2. Okay. May I erase now? So it's going to be an exponential graph. But first is, we're going to look into the given function. Y is equal to e to the power of 2x. Of course, in this problem, it's just an exponential graph. So it's going to be the f of x minus the g of x. But the g of x is y equals 0, which is 0. So it's just the f of x, right? Okay, but what to do with this first? Can you recall? what we were doing in chapter 6. Because if we do this one, we interpret this is from the integral, or the integral from 0 to 2, and then e to the power of 2x, e to the power of 2x, and then minus 0, the g of x. The line y equals 0, so I'll just say dx. Now in this case, what to do is you're gonna use up, okay? Let u is equal to the power, which is 2x. So taking the derivative. Now in my class, I don't want to write as du dx, but I'll just write the dx on the right side, okay? But normally in your class, when you take the derivative, of course, the derivative of u is du dx, right? But I have reasons for that. So you don't have to keep moving the dx from left to right. So I'll just put right away the dx on the right. So derivative of 2x is 2, and then I put dx. So therefore, 1/2 du, or du over 2, is equal to dx. So this dx now is the 1/2 du, okay? So we now say the integral from 0 to 2, and then e to the power of u. Am I clear, guys? Times du. Times du. But what is our du? It's going to be du over 2, or 1/2 du. Can you follow? Next, we're going to move right 1/2 before the integral sign from 0 to 2, and then e to the power of u du, and take now the antiderivative. Feel free to ask questions, guys, please. Okay, so we now have 1/2, and then e to the power of u. What's the derivative of e to the power of u? Doesn't change, right? So still e to the power of u evaluated from 0 to 2. So we say 1/2, and then we have e to the power of 2 minus e to the power of 0. Okay, guys? But what is e to the power of 0? Equivalent to 1, right? So we say 1/2 e to the power of 2 minus 1.
I have a question.
What's your question?
You wouldn't change the bounds since they're in terms of x? Because you said you wouldn't change
Yes.
the bounds in terms of v, no?
Yes. So this means now 2x, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have the purpose. Usually I have to put that at the bottom, but I just put x, okay? But because our u is 2x. So we say in the option, there is no option like this, right? So all you have to do is distribute the 1/2. So we say e to the power of 2x over 2 minus 1/2. Or sometimes it's just written as 1/2 e to the power of 2x minus 1/2. They are just the same. As I said, we make use of saving time. We save time all the time. Any question? Okay, Moving on to 17. Could anyone remind me at 11:50, because I'm gonna pass out the evaluation. Okay. Yes. You're plugging out X, which is 2. That is why I said we're gonna have to, because this is 2 right here, right? Plug in 2. So final answer would be to the power of 4. Can I move this down? Anyone with a question for me, please?
I don't hear.
Yes.
A tank has a height of 10 feet. The area of the horizontal cross section of the tank at height h feet is given by the function a, where ah is measured in square feet. The function a is continuous and increases as h increases. Market values for ah are given in the table above. Use a left-Riemann sum with 3 sub-intervals indicated by the data in the table to approximate the volume of the tank.
Thank you. So we have select the value. Okay. So how many sub-intervals, guys? How many sub-intervals? 3 sub-intervals. So can have first interval, the second, and the third. So let's take the difference. 2 minus 0, 2. Okay. Gonna be 2, and then 3 and 5. And from 0 to 10, right? Okay. Now, and then what's next? What kind of Riemann sum? Left Riemann sum. If it is tabular, the strategy is from top going to left. So which means from here to here. Okay? So on. Excluding the rightmost. It is left Riemann sum. However, if it is right Riemann sum, then excluding the left. Am I clear, guys? Okay. So which means what you're doing here. We have volume, right? It says volume. So volume is equal to we have from the integral or integral from 0 to 10. And then what to do now? AH DH, right? Okay, So which means take the product, take the product, take the product. So implies 2 times 50.3 plus 3 times 14.4 plus 5 times 6.5. And then continue. So what is this? 100.6. So 100.6 plus, what's next? 43.2 plus, what is that? 32.5. So add them up, and that would be your final answer. Anybody? What's the volume? 176.3 cubic feet, because that's volume. Okay? Careful of the unit there. So let f be the function defined by f of x is equal to e to the power of cosine x. Find the average rate of change. So I need you to highlight the word average rate of change. So what is average rate of change? Can you still recall? F of B minus F of A over B minus A. Okay, that's average rate of change. But for average value, it's just 1 over B minus A. Please don't be confused of that word. Average value and average rate of change. Okay? In my first session, we were dealing on the average value, which is 1 over B minus A. Okay? So, from the given, our A is 0, and our B is pi, right? Am I right, guys? Okay, so this means we have f of pi, whatever it is, minus f of 0 over pi minus 0. Clear? Which means f of pi, we're gonna have to plug in the pi from the given function f of x is equal to x e to the power of x cosine x. Can we do that now? Okay. So I'll just have it here, meaning e to the power of pi cosine pi. Then minus, we have e to the power of 0 cosine 0 over pi. Can you follow? Yes.
The sign sheet is 45.
Huh?
Remember you asked her at 11:45 to count out the evaluation?
It's already 11:45. Okay. So can you guys please have this evaluation? And then also this one. Once you're done with the pink one, can you pass it? Okay, shall we continue? So what is cosine pi? So e to the power of pi times -1. Cosine pi is -1, right? Okay, minus cosine 0. So what is e to the power of 0? 1, and then cosine of 0 is also 1. So 1 times 1. Am I clear, guys? So this is negative e to the power of pi minus 1 over pi. So forget the pi right here. Over pi. Okay? So, anyway, you all have the solutions, right? And please feel free to get more when you exceed, okay? I don't want to bring this back. So feel free to get more for your classmates.